That thing a Supra?
Ooh.
Yep, it was. Matt Watts turned on the wind light, goes 161.59 miles an hour to go to the next round. So Christian's luck runs out. He got in on a technicality or a alternative.
It was a breakage, so we substituted two people in it. And Ellsworth gave him all he could handle. I mean, it was less than a car length again. So.
He went out with his boots on, yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, went down with a fight. Joe Cretella coming up next in the 2017 GTR. This is your number 12 qualifier. Your number 12 qualifier should be facing El Nagar, one of the guys that we said should have been coming up, but we had a broke car, and then unfortunately the substitute did not make the call. So John will get a single here. Now, the breakout rule, I don't know if that's still in effect or not, so I'm not sure if he's going to want to leg it or not. He went 160.40. The breakout is 176.39. So he is backed up and in the right spot. They're having a conversation with him about it. I'm guessing
he's probably asking the question.
That question of, hey, can I leg it? Not have any
free
issues.
kick? What do I do here? Can I break out? Can I do the things? Because a lot of times in bracket racing you can.
It's is this a free play? Like it doesn't count, or is this the case of where?
So my favorite is he's getting ready to race Byron. Who is Byron?
Ooh, wait, hang on.
Oh, we got somebody coming.
Wait a minute. I think we may have located his opponent. Yes, here comes his opponent.
He
Talk
comes.
about absolute last second coming in here. El Nagar, Joe El Nagar from Tampa, the 98 Supra, the guy who got in as an alternate, is just coming through the lanes right now. So you have to sit there and wonder if that conversation with the GTR might have been, hey, we're trying to locate him. I would obviously rather see two cars go down.
Oh, obviously. We got two lanes. Let's use them.
Yeah, exactly. So GTR right side, the 2017 car, number 12 qualifier. The Supra, on the other hand, again, is an alternate, meaning he went slower than 149. So he faces a big hill right here, 10-plus mile an hour. We've already seen some upsets, though. Are we en route for one right here? The GTR gets to play catch. The Supra gets to set the pace. Green light's on.
And looks like the GTR jumps out. And John Cretella looking like this is going to be an easy battle to win. And he stays within the parameters, goes 136.22.
Oh, he had a lot of room on him, too. Almost 1 full second at the 1,000-foot mark. Obviously, the underdog, liking the fact that he had a chance to be in there, but just no good. He was drugged from the beginning, and that one was an easy win for the GTR.
Shoot, just to get a lap on FloRacing.
Yeah, absolutely. You
mean,
got to play in eliminations in round number one. All right, here comes our next pair. Looks like we got Mustang on all-wheel drive Civic battle.
Josh Fernandez in the left lane, the 20 model GTR.
Yeah,
Mustang.
That is the Mustang. We got to make sure we get it right out of Kentucky. He's the underdog. The all-wheel drive Civic, the favored car.
Daniel Rodriguez out of Homestead, Florida. You might know the name, the 93 Civic in the right lane.
Mustang got the jump.
And here comes the Civic all-wheel drive Turbo K, putting in work. 166.44 miles an hour for Daniel Rodriguez, going to the next round in sport.
He had to drive it, though. That thing was moving around on him, using up all of his lane. He went a little bit more than 1,320 feet on that timed run, but he gets the win. Tell him that if you're not here, you can't ask for it. Brian DeVelliar and Manny Soto next. Soto in the New York-based Corvette left side, number 18 qualifier, 157. Faces the number 15 qualifier, the Lamborghini at 159. This is about as pick 'em a race as you're going to get. Number 18 versus number 15. And one of these things is not like the other.
Yeah, so when you're back here against the wall and you give your thumbs up, that means you're ready to go. Obviously there, somebody gave a false thumbs up or a misread or something.
So that'll be a redo.
Yep, that was garbage, and we're going to send them back to the lanes for a rerun.
Yep, that will be a please return to sender. Let's try one more time. So right now, still waiting on a few of our competitors to come back. We do have, I believe that now makes at least 2 reruns that we're going to have to do. We may have a single here, as it looks like we may be missing a car. This is number 23 qualifier. This is Steven Delrup. Delrup should be facing your number 10 qualifier, Ceteris. And Ceteris is a no-show, so number 23 gets an upset here. He gets a free shot. Well, he doesn't get a free play. Remember, we talked about that. I'd have to find out if it is allowable, so to speak.
So the 350Z over there, your number 23 qualifier, looks like he's going to get to race Byron. Oh, no, there's a Lamborghini in the other lane. He showed up, answered the bell. So Lamborghini, boy.
No, and once again,
when you're in the right lane, you need to keep up. You can't slow play him like that. The left lane clearly rolled out consistently.
You saw him get out of the gas, try to wait.
Yeah, he tried.
Doing everything he could, but that's cool. We actually did get the pair, but unfortunately just no moss there, so that's another one. So it looks like we are going to have some dancing partners not moving on to round number 2 quite yet, as Dancing with Your Round 1 partner, not quite as popular as Dancing with the Stars, will repeat itself.
So got 3 reruns coming back, 4 reruns.
We are up to 4 now.
4 reruns.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Here we go. Les Rodriguez in the left lane. Your number 5 qualifier, 163.33 out of Greensboro, North Carolina. The 93 RX-7 car I love. David Stevens in the right lane out of Zephyr Hills, Florida. The 13 GTR, and this time this one is a Nissan. He's your number 28 qualifier, 152. So about a 10-mile-an-hour uphill battle for that gentleman.
Interesting that the GTR is the underdog. We got a green light. Looks like the Mazda got a little bit of a jump, but the GTR is going to keep them honest. Look at how close they are.
The Bent V6 isn't going to have enough. He does! 165 miles an hour for David Stevens in the right lane. Turning on the wind light in that GTR. Upset Central right there. Left lane goes 162. So all over his qualifying speed, but just not enough to get it done.
Number 28 qualifier going from like the 152, 153 range to 165.52.
Yep.
Sir, the beach just called. They want their sand back.
0 to a hero and about that quick. And this brings up Brett Bunyan in the left lane, the 06 Acura RSX. I know I call it an Integra because that's what they are in Japan. Right lane, Tim Hopkins, the Audi R8, 17 model out of Blue Ash, Ohio, playing catch up to the Honda car. And the little Acura turns on the wind light, 162.31 for Brett Bunyan out of Canton, Ohio, in the 06 Acura RSX.
Yep, so the higher qualified car got the jump, stayed ahead, a little bit above his qualified speed. Hopkins improving to 165. Made a huge jump over the 153, but he was asleep at the switch. He was 2/10 behind at the 330 mark, and it cost him dearly.
Yep, it's kind of hard to win when you're already playing catch-up.
Yep, even though he had more speed, not enough to reel him in. The fishing line was just not short enough, sir. So we will have, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pairings or singles still to complete here in round number 1. I know we have 4 reruns coming back.
We got one of them back, allegedly. We have 1 rerun back. So, again, if you were in one of those reruns, please come right back to the lanes. We got Zachary Friedman out of Savannah, Georgia, in the 2017 model Viper. Your number 14 qualifier, 160 miles an hour is where he came into the sheet at. Justin Myatt out of Rincon, Georgia, the 02 Camaro, the Catfish.
Yeah, we are still missing quite a few of our modified cars, by the way. I'm looking back in the lanes. We're missing a bunch of them.
And modified, we will run without you. If you are not in the lanes, we will run without you. We have now been calling you for 45 minutes. That's about 40 minutes too long.
Right, exactly. I mean, come on. There are street cars. You should be able to come back up and get with the program. If it was a race buggy, I might give you a little bit of leeway, but considering the quickest cars here, the Outlaw cars, were present and accounted for before modified was.
And I'm going to tell you, if it was my sand pit, we'd be running without you. Like, 5 minutes later, we give you 3 calls, and after that, it's a wrap. You can put a bow on it.
Well, right now we're double checking the racetrack, so the people are getting a little bit of extra time just to get it figured out. Look at these grandstands. Look at all the people coming out here to party with us on Thursday and watch roll racing. Ladies and gentlemen, all you that are out there in those brand new aluminum bleachers that BMP added this year, thank you all so much for coming out to be a part of the first day here at FL2K 2023. We do appreciate it, and we hope you've enjoyed the action so far. We'd obviously like to keep it rolling, but some people just aren't dancing correctly.
I mean, roll racing and rolling has a sound to it. That's what we should be doing. And you can't forget our guys and gals at home watching on FloRacing. I want to get a shout out to Adam and Mike at home in Owasso watching. That's pretty rad. Some hometown buddies. Thanks for watching, and get a party together over there. Sunday is going to be the day. Y'all ain't going to want to miss it.
Yep, absolutely. Once again, we are running the sport class to start. That is our slowest class out of the 64 that we qualified. And again, we sold 100 tech cards. We teched 83. So 19 people are watching from the sideline. Camaro versus Viper, and that one didn't work either. The Viper was way out there in front, and the Camaro tried to catch him, and unfortunately that is not going to work. And look at the Camaro going 165.
So he showed his hand right there.
So he showed his hand. So now the Viper knows that he's got to be on his game. The lower qualified car that went 157 earlier just went 165. Now he's got all that heat in the motor, so can he duplicate that run?
See, and what these guys need to do is when you find out your pair back there, you need to do like you do at the gas station in Mexico. You walk over and you say, hey, man, what do you want to roll from? You want to go 45? You want to go 40? Oh, you need to go 50. Okay, well, that sounds good. You need to kind of negotiate your race, and communication is key. That deal right there, the Viper rolled out to probably about a 50, 55 mile an hour roll. The Camaro was thinking maybe 40, and then it was just kind of, well, you saw what happened. It's imperative that you guys talk and understand. I was at Ice Cream Cruise. We ran for no money 2 weekends ago. Every start was meticulous, flawless, door handle to door handle. Why? Because there was no money involved. It was just a friendly competition. And that's what this stuff is. Negotiate your race, lock it in. At the end, if you do good, you'll get paid. But don't be a weirdo about it.
Well, it looks like we're going to have the little Mitsubishi four-door coming up next on the right-hand side of the racetrack and a GTR on the left side, so that should be an interesting contest. Yes, Ricardo Espinosa and the GTR out of Royal Palm Beach, that's on the East Coast, will face North Carolina's own Cameron Souls, 2003 Mitsubishi on the right-hand side. And we got a green light going, Madman. Here we are.
Good-looking pair going down the track. Looks like the GTR is going to get the advantage just past the 660. On the brakes, doesn't want to break out, doesn't give too much back. Goes 150.33, and Ricardo Espinosa turns on the wind light in the left lane, or the Trip Law Firm lane, if you would.
Yeah, and he did exactly what he was supposed to. Obviously, he had a good head of steam going. He qualified in the 160 range up towards the top. He obviously knew that it was a possibility he could get into 170. Didn't want to break out, do anything crazy, so he backed off the throttle and still got there 0.4 of a second ahead. That's a couple car lengths.
Yes, sir, and here comes Joe Martinez out of Lakeland, Florida.
This is our first rerun.
Audi R8, our first rerun, number 4 qualifier left lane, number 30 right lane, in the Camaro, Jill Hicks. And we got us a good start. Hicks is with him, but there goes Joe Martinez driving out of her life, goes 157.96. And, 4 mile an hour over that Camaro, turns on the wind light.
Yeah, it is enough to get there, and obviously, again, the faster car had the advantage right from the hit. That's not what you want as the underdog. Wanted to make sure that they got A to B, and both of them made good passes, but the Camaro driver just did not get the jump on the green light, and that was all it wrote. And like I said, in sport, it's making a little bit of a difference. We're going to see it play a huge role in modified, where just 8 miles an hour separates 16 cars.
Yep, and Sean gave the call. Modified, get suited and booted. It's your time to shine. Lamborghini right lane, driven by Brian and Manny Sato in the left lane. The Corvette in trouble, but pulls off the win, 821. That was a close race right there. 49 thousandths just at the stripe. And the right lane goes 160, left lane 158.07.
That was good indeed. Just 0.04 of a second separated them. That was probably less than a fender length at the finish line at those speeds. Again, you and I are looking at the screen, not at FloRacing, and I'm sure if we would have looked at FloRacing, we would have seen it. Here comes our next two cars, the Catfish and the Viper, back one more time. Zachary Friedman, Justin Myatt. Myatt in the Camaro out of Georgia right side. Zachary out of Georgia and the Viper on the opposite side. So a couple of Georgia racers came one state south, and again, they can't get paired up right.
We're going to do it one more time, and after that, it's a wrap.
Yep. So hopefully somebody talks some sense into them down there, and they will get it figured out. Now look at this. Camaro running even more speed. He went 165 last time, goes 166, and the Viper turned it up and went 162. All right, car number 4520, Soteris. 4520, Soteris. We are missing you in the lanes for your rerun. We do not want to run Barube without you, but we need you there now. Once again, Billy Soteris, we need you, car number 4520, in the lanes immediately for your rerun. If you do not show, we will run your rerun as a single. So we are down, Madman, to what I believe is 3 pairs left. We have 2 reruns, and then unless I missed it, number 16 and number 17 are supposed to run each other unless they both didn't show up.
And then after that, we should have Modified getting suited and booted. You are the next contestant.
Modified
at Brian Crowder's
is
FL2K.
Looking a little light. Modified, I believe, only has about 13 cars, so we are shy. So a couple of people are going to get some singles here. And it's a tough break, but if we don't get told about car breakages and or people just don't respond to the call, like you said, we got to do what we got to do. Yeah. We got to move ahead.
Onward through the fog.
Yep. Now, you could either have 3 singles if we only have 13 cars, or you could possibly have a single and then 1 pair that doesn't show up. And if you did that, then we would be down to 7 cars, so there would be another single the next round. So we'll see how it all plays out.
All right, so we have an opponent.
All right, so it looks like, okay, here is our missing pair that I said we had not run yet, and we only have 1.
Yeah, so we got
So
Carlos.
this should be your number 16 and 17 qualifiers. In other words, your closest race you could have had first round is most likely going to become a single.
A Byron.
Yep, Carlos Correa out of Miami, Florida, 2018 little pocket rocket Audi.
Menacing looking little hot rod down there, looking in the face of it on FloRacing right now.
Yep, you can see the Ignite the Summit stickers, the class sponsors shining proudly over on the left side of the car. He is on the right-hand side of the racetrack. So again, that little blue pocket rocket is more than likely going to get a single here. Yep, he's being given the signal to go. So your number 17 qualifier is going to get a tune-up pass.
Carlos down there in his little Audi TTRS.
See how he does right here as he rolls through the top end.
Slower than his qualifying speed, went 143.34. He qualified number 17 with 159.53.
The car kind of moved around on him a little bit when he was going through the start and then the gear change. So it is possible that maybe he decided to just go ahead and back out of it, kind of get to the finish line under power. Yeah, exactly. But
sometimes it's better to finish with a shiny hot rod than no hot rod at all, right?
The only bad part is the shiny hot rods sometimes are upside down because it's shiny. It's fresh metal, but it's shiny.
It's still shiny.
As Bob Moles, the former voice of BMP, used to say, keep it shiny side up. All right, here comes our rerun. And we got greens this time.
And Soteris playing catch-up in the Lamborghini left lane. Drives around that 350Z down there about the 1,000 foot. Goes 162.45 to turn on that wind light. And Billy Soteris going to the next round over Steve in that 350Z.
The 350Z had the early lead. It was interesting to see how that all played out, but then the Lamborghini definitely laid into the power, and your number 10 qualifier moves on. So now it's do or die time. We are down to our 3rd and possibly last chance for the 2 drivers, Friedman and Myatt, a couple of Georgia runners, one in a Viper, one in a 2002 Camaro. They have tried this twice.
So I'm gonna tell y'all, this needs to be like out in Mexico where it's 1, 2, 3, go. Not, where do they go? Okay, so they're going to go ahead and cool them down, and then we'll bring them back.
Okay, so the Viper is in the lane. So, so we have 1 pair to remain in Sport, but we are going to move into Modified. So, again, Modified is just like Sport where there is a breakout speed, but now we're getting quicker. The fastest speed here was Hicks. Number 1 qualifier, 175.16, which means your breakout is 185.16. You run 185.16 or better, you're going home. It doesn't matter if you got there first or not. But your 16th spot 167.07. That's how close we are. From 175 to 167, just 8 miles an hour and a little bit of change. And here comes our first pair. One of them I know you know all about.
Well, it's the boosted boy, Kyle Wade in the left lane right here in Bradenton, Florida, the 93 Acura NS section. Number 7 qualifier, 172 is where he qualified. And another junk start there. Jonathan Calvajo in the right lane, the 17 Audi R8.
Yeah, but it was close. You notice that both of them recognized it right away, and I think that was one of those deals where Wade had a good spot, and then the Audi started to climb into it and rocket it around him, so it really wouldn't have been a fair start. He would have had a good roller there going, and that would have been unfair to Kyle. Therefore, the light didn't change. We will rinse, repeat, and do it again.
So we'll be bringing them hot rods right back to the lanes for their rerun. And we'll be bringing the next pair into the ready line. Travis Mangum, left lane, the 01 S2000, or the S-Dub we like to call him, out of Monroe, North Carolina, taking on Ronald Rodriguez out of Orlando, Florida, the 22 Audi R8, your number 12 qualifier, 169.76 miles an hour. Mangum checks in at 173.54, number 5 qualifier. So it should be a great race.
Yep, 7 qualifying spots separated by less than 4 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And as we just saw, the start could be all the difference here, as we could very easily see 8 upsets here with just 8 miles an hour. And again, keep that breakout speed in mind.
Here it is, just like we do it in Mexico. 1, 2, 3, go.
Oh, and the Honda got jumped on. He's going to blade the
Here he
coals
comes.
through it. It's going to be close.
Here he comes.
Oh, and he's going to, oh, wow.
Too little,
so
too late. But
close.
look at that mile an hour.
Wow, so close. 184.25. He missed the breakout speed by less than 1 mile an hour. Wow. That was a good drag race. He moves on. He avoids the DQ.
And this brings up Zach Hicks and Gary Muter, right?
Yep, you got it.
Muter this time, all right. In the right lane, 20 model GT 500 at, and number 16 qualifier, 167.07.
He runs the number 1 qualifier.
175.16
So
for
Corvette
Zach
versus
Hicks.
Mustang.
Oh, and Muter getting crazy. And
Muter
he's still
down the
going
jungle.
up.
It's going to be close. Almost. 160 miles an hour left side, 156 for Gary. Look at how close Gary was at the 8th mile. They were separated by just 0.03 of a second, but didn't have enough to hang on at the top end. The Corvette started to pull out the advantage, and it was over a car length. It was a good effort, just unfortunately ran out of real estate.
And here brings in Chris Quintana in the left lane, your number 8 qualifier, 171.75 miles an hour in the 09 GTR out of Miami, Florida. Ken Bjornes in the right lane out of Boynton Beach, Florida, and it's a good race. They got locked in. There goes the Mustang, but he's having problems at the 8th mile. And here comes Chris in the left lane, and he turns on the wind light. 172.41 for Chris in the left lane, and drove around him down there on the big end. He was in trouble early. And that, again, your number 8 and 9 qualifier right there, 171.75, 171.51 is what they qualified with.
12 thousandths of a second. That is literally about a foot at the finish line at those speeds, ladies and gentlemen. The closest contest we've seen, and honestly, I expected it. Number 8, number 9 qualifier, they were separated by less than a half a mile an hour, so that was what I expected to see. Ken got the jump. Unfortunately, like you said, the car looked like it did kind of a little step out on the rear end. He had to correct that, and that was all the left lane needed to go around. Here comes our next pair. Ryan Hopkins, Henry Fernandez, number 6 on the left, number 11 on the right. And it looks like we are going to have the car that is favored, as both of them going 173 miles an hour. Ryan Hopkins got the jump. He gets there first by about 0.08 of a second, call it about 3/4 of a car length. Number 46X moves on.
And our next pair, Renell Coro in the left lane out of Miami, Florida, the 17 model Audi R8, your number 13 qualifier, 168.45 was his mile per hour. Mike Bandy, I almost got to go for him because he knocked off the boss. Out of Indianapolis, Indiana, the 09 GTR, your number 4 qualifier, 173 miles an hour. He's been playing chess this morning. Let's see if he can win.
Yep. They are glued together. Green light is on, and it looked like Bandy got the jump.
Great start for these guys going that track. Bandy got about a car on him, car and a half maybe. Gets down there, 177.53. Left lane goes 177.45. So Mike Bandy going to the next round.
I need driver of car number 69, Ortula. Car number 69 in modified, Ortula. I need you to your car immediately, or we will send your opponent on a single.
Racers, if you are racing and your car is in the lanes, there's only one place you need to be is with your car.
Marcio Inona and Darwin Ortiz. Ortiz out of Virginia, 2013 GTR left side, number 14 qualifier. Faces the big number 3 qualifier, number 2014 GTR out of New Jersey. So it's an all GTR battle. The underdog left side, the favored car right side. But again, the difference between number 3 and number 14, just 6 miles an hour. So this one again could come down to who jumps first. Marcio on the right, Darwin on the left. Darwin doesn't want to become the Darwin. He wants the round 1 win right here.
Here we go. They come down door handle to door handle, a pair of GTRs. They throw the green.
Left lane got the jump.
And left lane looks to be out by about a half a car, and that's all Darwin Ortiz needs right there, 169.53 miles an hour to turn on the win light and go to the next round in modified.
Yeah, he got the jump, and it looked like something happened with Marcio. He slowed to just 129 miles an hour. No harm, no foul there, but that's interesting, though. Your lower qualified car gets the upset. Number 14 takes out number 3. We've already seen it happen a couple of times here today, but again, it was all about the jump. If you look at the 330 numbers, you could see that Ortiz already had some room there. He held it all the way through the 8th mile. Their speeds were almost identical at the 8th mile. By the 1,000 foot, it was close to a car length. And by the end, Marcio probably just took his foot off the pedal and said, well, this one's pretty much a lost cause.
She's a wrap.
Yep.
Some of these guys are actually driving in the rearview mirror, and guys like that happens. So you can't fight off some of this stuff.
Once again, I am looking for a driver of car number 69. They are missing. I need you now. We have 2 pairs left in modified. 2 pairs remaining in modified, and my rerun coming back of Wade and Clavijo. They are both at the front of the lanes 5 and 6, so my rerun is sitting there. I am waiting on car number 69. Car number 69, I need the driver to the car immediately. All right, once again, I am getting vehicles that are parking next to the fence and the staging lanes. I have a couple of white SUVs. They both need to be moved. I have a couple of white SUVs. I need them both moved. Here comes our next pair. This is our final pair that we haven't seen yet.
And Jonathan O'Tula just checking out on high end. And that's ugly, boys and girls. 176.77 miles an hour, 163.12 in the right lane. And definitely got to work on those starts. Yeah, that
one was lopsided.
When you're not paying attention at the starting line, that's what happens right there.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the ETs alone, just don't even look at the speed. It was over a full second. That was just car on the right side, rolled close enough, and then just didn't get the start down. And like you said, the left lane just checked out, and it was a donkey stomp gap at that point. So we are down to our final pair here in modified, and it will be the rerun. And Wade versus Clavijo. This is a rerun, the only one of the rounds so far. Clavijo is your number 10 qualifier at 170. Wade is your number 7 qualifier at 172 and some change. It'll be a good race right there between those two. We got them close to being in the dancing realm. They just didn't quite stay there. Like I said earlier, the difference here in this one was Wade was leading, and Wade had a good spot, but then Jonathan ended up with the Audi. I mean, he got a real hard rolling start. I mean, he was coming up way too quick, so they didn't flip the tree. It wouldn't have been fair to both of them. As it looks like we might have somebody. Yeah, we have somebody standing in the middle of the racetrack, so we need that person moved. As we got cars coming down, you need to be behind the wall, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody should be in front of that gate right there. Please stay behind the gate.
So Kyle Wade, the 93 Acura NSX, a supercar of the 90s.
Like you said, it's K-swap now.
Yeah, now it's a supercar, K-swap
it
the
has
world.
To be. It pulls the front wheels on the 1-2 shift.
Yes, sir. So he's out of Bradenton, Florida, your number 7 qualifier, 172.45, taking on Jonathan Calvajo in the right lane, the 17 Audi R8, another mid-engine beast.
We got green light this time.
Much better start. Looks like the Audi R8 by about a half a car. And he's pulling. Here comes Kyle Wade. Too little, too late. Kyle Wade goes 174.91. Right lane goes 175.93. And that was a great race right there, boys and girls.
The upset. Number 10 takes out number 7. But what a good race right there. 175.73 to 174.97. That concludes round number 1 of modified. We managed to get each and every car down the racetrack with no singles. We got 8 cars coming back to play for round number 2. It looks like, I believe we should have one more pair that still has yet to come up in sport. This will be their 3rd shot. We were giving them some cool down time, and then we go into the bad boy class. We go into Outlaw. Outlaw looks like they are there and accounted for.
All right, we got a very special person out there. It's their birthday. They came in for all the way from San Diego, from coast to coast, to be here in Florida for FL2K. Happy birthday, Adam. Big shout out to you. Thanks for coming to FL2K, presented by Brian Crower and Turbo Smart.
So Lauren Flanagan coming all the way out here for her boyfriend's birthday. I'll tell you what, you said something about dedication and having yourselves a good one. That is pretty solid. You made a coast-to-coast trip to come out here and celebrate your boyfriend's birthday at FL2K. That's pretty solid.
She's a real one. Here we go. Oscar Morales taking on Jordan Ravello. And Jordan over there in the right lane just says, we'll tell him you're coming, Hot Rod. No good start there.
Yep, the red light stayed on. I've gotten to see Kaylee twice now. All right, so that will be a rerun because we did not have him in the right spot to be able to confidently throw the green light.
Yep, got to get them door handle to send them, or at least within a half a car. I mean,
yep.
They're down there. They got specifics that they're looking at, and that was obviously not a good start. So
here comes our next one, Jan Bueller and Ozier Torres.
Woo, and Jan all over the road. Easy there, Killer. Not a good start. I think he started back here in the water box.
201.13 for Ozier getting out of it early. That was your low qualifier. Last year he went 207, so obviously still got plenty left in the tank there. So we now have our second rerun.
Yeah, in Outlaw.
Left lane might need an underwear change after that one. That was a little too close for comfort. I mean, listen, I understand the car was white, the wall's white, and you might not see the mark, but...
Yeah, well, when you're racing the number 3 qualifier and he qualified 198 and you're in the show at a 181, you obviously got to kind of get that going for you as soon as you possibly can. He was on the gas way back here at the start of the V. Things started coming undone by about 80 foot out, and they made the right call, not flip the switch, and we're going to bring them back around for a rerun. Our next pair, I can hear them back there.
Looks like somebody's probably
cleaning
doing
them tires off.
Tires ready. No, it looks like something's not moving. I think that's what it is. What should be our next pair, I've got one car moving in the lanes. The other car is not. The other car came up late. This should be Savignon against Silomanu. I believe that should be our pairing, and now we've got him. Okay. So it looks like we're okay now. As we have moved into the Outlaw category, ladies and gentlemen, there is no mile-an-hour cap here. This is blank to the wall. Hold it to the ground and hope you get there first.
Say back in the old days, run what you brung and hope you brought enough.
Yep. This is an all GTR battle. New Jersey against Florida, both using that same shade of lime green. I don't know what the exact GTR color is, so my apologies. Looks like we're going to send one of the track workers down to check out the racetrack. So Cesar Savignon and Leonard Silomenu. I'm not going to say it 5 times fast. I don't care how much money you come up with.
I'm just going with Cesar in the left lane and Leonard in the right lane. How's that work for you?
Sure, because there's absolutely no chance that there's another Leonard or Cesar out here.
No, not at all.
Well, not in the Outlaw class anyway. Let's just narrow it down a little. So your big underdog here, I mean, other than the number 1 and number 16 battle, this is your biggest difference right here. You're looking at 21 miles an hour between these two GTRs. They may look somewhat similar, but that's where the similarity ends once you get past the looks. Miami, Florida trying to hold on for home state. New Jersey looking to invade and possibly also hit 200 miles an hour. Hopefully they tape down the extra parts and pieces they lost last time.
Yep, so go ahead and get those cameras out and point them to this left lane, the Tripp Law Firm lane, because you might see it lit up. 200 miles plus an hour.
Would be the second car to click off a 200 mile an hour blast. We have only seen one so far. Technically, we saw one not in competition because Torres just showed us after that 207 mile an hour blast last year, he went 207.34, that he's obviously still got some left. Marcelo, the only guy on paper legally that has run 200 miles an hour for both years. He went 203 last year, now went 202 this year. So let's see how he does when he comes up. That's number 1 versus number 16. That's the most lopsided one. That's 26 miles an hour between the two.
That's wild. If you've ever been passed by a car doing 30 miles an hour while you're standing on the side of the road, that's what that looks like. It's like whoosh. And we're right here in our Summit Racing Outlaw presented by Ignite Racing Fuel, waiting for our next pair.
All right, so we are waiting for the word from the top end. As soon as we get the all clear, then we will fire them and send them.
And then no more and thens. So I want to thank each and every one of y'all for coming out. It's a party. I hope you're having fun. We've got 3 more days and about a whole another half a day of racing here today. So plenty of excitement going on this week. Make sure you can, if you can't be here any other day, make sure you make your way out here on Sunday for sure. We've got dumpster racing going on the FloRacing live feed. I could make a joke.
You never know what you'll see.
Always the guys talking about, hey, is this your Mustang? And they take a picture of a dumpster. Hey, is this your Mopar? And they take a picture of a big boat. You know, that's there's a joke there, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, sounds like we're fired. I don't see anybody on the racetrack, so I think we are actually okay. So again, if we are given the A-OK, I'm looking up. Looks like we're getting some instructions. Windows are going up.
Cesar in the left lane out of Ford's, New Jersey, the 15 model GTR. Put those cameras on it. 199.97 is where he qualified. We're going to see 200. Here we go.
They got to stay together. They're too far apart right now.
Garbage.
Yep, no good.
Garbage. I don't even know how you get on the gas pedal when it's still red.
Yeah, you were good 3 or 4 car lengths behind, so that doesn't work.
He was looking for that slingshot engage.
Yep.
And when they don't throw the green light, that's what that looks like. I seen somebody do that this morning. They left before the tree was green, too. Almost ran somebody over on the way here. Oh, we got Happy Gilmore checks up here already. We got a $5,000 check for the winner of Roll Race Outlaw in the tower. And they'll be taking their picture back there at KC Photography at the end of the night.
Correct. In the winner's circle, that's where you want to be. And after all, I mean, is it really a win if you don't get a Happy Gilmore check? $5,000 to win in Outlaw, $2,500 to win in Modified, $1,500 to win in Sport, total of $12,000 up for grabs between winner and runner-up. Here comes our next pair, Dat Lee and Tony Ernest. Both of them qualified last year. We'll see how they do right here.
And here they come. Ernest in the left lane, Dat Lee in the right lane. They're together. Well, and Dat Lee in the right lane looks to get the advantage, but here comes Tony. Close race down there on the big end. Right lane, Dat Lee goes 180, and Tony Ernest goes out swinging, 183.52 in that left lane. Just not enough to cut the mustard.
Dat Lee looked like he got a good rolling start there. I mean,
He
like
did.
when they threw the green light, he wasn't ahead. He was still behind enough to where it looked like Tony was in a better spot.
And we got Kevin Stowe in the left lane, I believe it is. Looking at them on the computers,
Correct.
the right lane.
You got to play the flipper.
So if you're at home, it's the right lane. If you're sitting where I'm sitting, it's in the left lane.
Jordan Jackson in the 2020 Audi out of Nebraska. That's the blue car.
My homie.
Green light is on.
Traveling with
Here we
SCT.
go.
Got a big... Oh, and he's going to do it! Jordan's going to take the win over Kevin Stowe. That was an uphill battle. And congratulations to Jordan Jackson, my homie, going to the next round.
Wow. One of these days, the Tulsa Madman will come out of his shell, man. I think we heard a tiny little bit of it right there. I mean, he was even keel, and then he's going to get it. I like that. The guy who just got a victory was out here for the right reason. That's exactly what we want to hear. So,
and he won.
Yep. What was your number 8-9 qualifier? So it should have been a side-by-side. But, yeah, Stowe having some problems out there. But it was good to about 800-900 feet, and then the Lambo just slowed.
And the Audi R8 drove around him. Omar Sanchez in the left lane, the 2017 model Audi R8. Taking on Yandy Marrero in the right lane, another 17 R8.
All Florida, all Audi, both 2017s. Oh, that's the slingshot.
And I think the white Audi's going to win.
Yeah. 202.82 miles an hour for Yandy Marrero. Your number 4 qualifier just dropped the bottom out of it. 161 miles an hour at the 8th. 202.82, the fastest speed of the day so far.
And he just said, to be the man, you got to beat the man. Come find me next round, boys and girls. Marcelo Duran in the left lane might have something to say about in his 2014 model GTR. Anthony Party in the right lane looking to party his way to the next round.
He's got a 26 mile an hour disadvantage based on qualifying. Your number 1 qualifier on the left side of the racetrack. Green light is there. Let's see him party.
Oh, and it's a drag race to about the 8th mile. And, well, then Marcelo says, we'll tell him you're coming. Throws the double parachutes in your face and goes 204.54 miles per hour to turn on the win light.
He just saw the 202.82 from Marrero, and he said, excuse me, hold my beer, and watch this. 204.54 for Marcelo. He qualified last year at 203.65, so showing he's still got that muscle to flex, and he goes to round number 2, and he will face the upset-minded Jackson himself. Here comes our next pair. This is Nathan Sissio and Alexander Rodriguez. Rodriguez over on the right side out of Florida. Sissio out of Georgia. In the Audi, he's on the left side or the right side of your screen if you are watching at home. Sissio is your number 5 qualifier. Rodriguez is your number 12 qualifier. So the favorite car, left side of the racetrack, right side of your screen if you're watching on FloRacing. Green light is on, and right side got the jump.
Here comes Sissio, though. Door handle to door handle at the 8th. Can he run him down that last 100 feet? He does. 195.59 miles an hour for Nathan Sissio. Right lane, Alexander Rodriguez goes 183.99. And Sissio just opened up a shop down here in Florida, and they had an open house last night before the race. So check him out.
Good job. Picked up 5.5 mile an hour, so obviously he had a little left in reserve. Right-hand side, his best speed of the day so far. He qualified at 182 and just wasn't enough. I mean, he got the jump, though. I mean, look at it. At the 3:30 mark, he was ahead by 1/10 of a second, and then all of a sudden, Sissio just motored around him, and that's what that big speed difference will do. It was a good battle, though.
It was a great race. That's what you want to see going down track. I love to see somebody get drove around door handle to door handle. I love all of it.
Here comes Jordan Ravello out of Georgia, 2017 GTR against Oscar Morales, and stop me if you heard it, GTR out of Florida. Your higher qualified car this time on the left side, your number 6 qualifier at 188. Ravello, not too far behind, number 11 qualifier at 183. 5 miles an hour is not a lot. You can actually make that difference up with a jump. A little bit of nitrous purge coming out. Yeah, he likes to party. I liked it. It was right there at the front. I liked it.
Yep.
That's good.
In charge. Here we go, a pair of them. GTRs coming at us. Oscar Morales in the left lane. Oh, and it's a great race, but we didn't flip
we didn't flip the switch because they were probably about 2-3 cars apart. Now, both of them were keeping the speed okay, but they were too far apart. They were too far apart. Left-hand side had way too much room to call it a fair start. So far we have 5 of 8 battles complete. We know we have at least one rerun coming back. Actually, I believe we have 2 coming back because I believe we have the 1 rerun that came before that. So I think we have 2 left, which means we only have 1 more shot that comes back to rerun, and we are still waiting on 1 more rerun out of sport, I believe.
So, guys, if you're in a rerun, we need them back to the lanes.
You should not be reporting back to the pits. You should be coming straight back.
If you don't want to rerun, I suggest you talk to your opponent. Y'all get on the same page before y'all leave the ready line and understand the way this race is going to go.
Nah, I look way better than that shit. Agreed. Yeah, some random bald-headed guy from the crowd. Chris Lee. Oh, God. Is that it?
All right, so I see the 2002 Camaro, the Catfish car in sport, coming back around. So that was our last pair that will get their 3rd and final shot, Madman. So
yep.
you've seen that before. What kind of stuff is going through those guys' heads right now, knowing that, hey, we've had 2 cracks at this. This is the last chance.
Well, somebody's probably going, idiot. And whether that's for them or the guy in the lane next to him, we don't know. But I promise you, that's going through one of their heads. The other guy's like, what are we doing here?
Do we just like abusing our stuff?
Yeah, it's alpha pit bull stuff down there right now, and they're beating on their car for the 3rd time. This, whatever happens here, stands. So we do 3, and it's done. Some places do 2 and done. They do 3 and done at FL2K. And here we are at 3. This is the final chance, the last dance, last chance for love right here between Salamanu and Savignon.
So this one right here is their second.
Oh, no, this is their second. I'm sorry.
Correct. This is the first rerun for these 2. These are the matching
green
GTR. So one from Jersey on the right, the other one from Florida, Miami to be exact, on the left. Your favorite car, I believe, is from Jersey.
Yep.
Yeah, this is the car that almost didn't show up in time. Your number 2 qualifier that was literally like an eyelash hair away from 200 miles an hour. He went 199.97. Now we've already had another car join the 200 mile an hour club as 202.82 out of Marrero, and Duran went 204. Can we get it out of Cesar Savignon? Green light is on this time. Oh no, the higher qualified car on the right-hand side might go down. And it does happen, 192 miles an hour for the Florida native. Leonard Silanmano goes to the next round and upsets the number 2 qualifier.
Yep, that's a wrap on that Summit Racing Sport class presented by Ignite Racing Fuel. No, it's not. We got one. That was Outlaw. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I jumped it here a little bit. Yeah, so it's okay. We could stay in that class for now. Like, we were trying to just basically get whoever we had lined up. We had 1 sport battle left, and we had 2 reruns plus 1 for no data coming back out of the other one. So that was what we're waiting on. So now we have 6 out of 8 battles complete in the Outlaw class. We have 1 more sport battle to go.
And here we go, our sport
final battle's getting loaded up. This is our final one, and like I said, their final shot at the racetrack here. Their 3rd rerun.
3 strikes and you're out. 14 qualifier in the left lane. Zachary Friedman at 160 miles an hour in that Viper. Justin Myatt, right lane, the 2002 Catfish Camaro.
Both of them have shown that they can stay right next to each other. The Camaro's gone 166, qualified at 157, and they get a red light for the 3rd straight time. They can't stay together. So all right, so as we said, these are the rules. You get 3 shots to stage up after the initial one does not work. When the 3rd one still gets a red light, both cars are disqualified.
Well, I mean, they had 3 chances to get on the same page. I don't think there was one time that they were ever within 2 cars of each other. So they know the game. They know how to play. It's 1, 2, 3, go. It's not, where do they go? None of that. It's nice, good cadence.
And what that means is your number 3 qualifier, Sinana, gets a single in round number 2. So you had all filled out 15 to 16 cars. Now only 15 left because number 16 could not get a winner. So there is a rare bye run in a 32-car ladder in round number 2. So we'll go back to Outlaw. We now are waiting on 2 pairs to finish. As soon as we get the information on that, we will be good to go. But Sport is now complete from round number 1. We have 15 cars moving on to round number 2. Modified is complete. We got 8 cars, so we are all paired up there. We will move them to round number 2. And it looks like all we are waiting on now is the decision on what we do on our final 2 pairs in Outlaw. So again, we have 1 rerun, and we have 1 where the timing system didn't catch anything. So we are waiting on those pairs to come back. All right, I need car number 1230, Morales. Car number 1230, Morales. Back to the lanes immediately, please. Morales, car number 1230 in Outlaw. I need you back to the lanes immediately. As it looks like we have 1 car sitting in the lanes waiting. This is what happens sometimes, Bad Man. I remember last year you and I had a pretty smooth go of it, I want to say, in round number 1. It didn't have too many bumps and bruises.
Yeah, I don't remember very many reruns at all last year.
At all. This year, it's kind of like football. It's like you may have a game with no penalties, well then you make up for it the next time you get all the penalties.
These guys' spurs are definitely jingling and jangling. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So we'll wait for those 2 reruns to get around, and as soon as we get everything ciphered out for the next round, be ready for your call back to the lanes, guys and gals. Remember, all these cars are street cars, so we will be calling you back fairly quick.
Yep. Once again, if you did get a win, be prepared to cool them and fuel them and bring them back.
So the Viper come back and he said, that was my fault. Just DQ me and let the other guy go on. So the Viper is going to take the L there. That was what came over the walkie there. And so we are going to DQ the Viper because he said that was my fault. That was the third and final run, and I did that. So takes a big man to do that. Thank you very much, sir. And that moves us forward in our show with an even amount of cars again. So party on, Wayne. Party on, Garth.
Yeah, so Myatt, the guy in the 2002 Camaro, car number 327, will get the pass to go to round number 2, like you said. A lot of people would not do that.
No.
That's a big step, and he deserves the accolades for being the better person than most of us out here and saying, hey, it was my faux pas. I would rather somebody go on than both of us sit on the sideline.
So thank you very much for that. And we need our reruns, guys. We are it would be bad to get DQ'd on a rerun while we're waiting on you. There we go. Just one. Nope, we got both of them. A pair of GTRs on our rerun down here. And remember, guys, if you got a rerun, don't go back to your pit and bleep bloop or none of that or add fuel. And you need to be ready when we call you for your rerun.
So drivers that are still rolling in that are going to be participating in the drag race, tech area is still open. Rick Dodge and Jim Bailey are down there. They are at the top end of the racetrack past the scoreboards on the west side of the facility. They will get you taken care of here today. We are joined by Rick Schreck from the NHRA. He will take care of getting NHRA chassis certifications done. Oscar Morales and Jordan Ravello, they get the green light this time. The GTR is on their way. Number 12 qualifier right side, number 7 qualifier left side. Win light's going to come on in an upset right-hand side, 182.50 for Jordan Ravello. Your number 12 qualifier takes out number 7. .182 miles an hour as the left side faded to just 145. So your underdog will move on.
So we got
that will leave us just one more.
We got a subtractor out here on the track. We're going to get that drug in. Mr. Wade down there making sure she's sticky, icky, getting ready to roll into the next round. All right, boys and girls, just a heads up. Don't move just yet, but be ready. If you're in that daily class, please be ready to move. We got our ladders. We're printing those out, our second round ladders. And daily, or I'm sorry, not daily, sport, you're on standby. You will be the next class to the lane. So if you're in that sport class and you won last round, please be ready to move to the lanes. We're going to call you to the back of the lanes here shortly. Just if you are in that daily class, please be ready to move. So we had a...
Winning doesn't just happen. You have to engineer it. You have to test it and make it better than it was the last time. Our engineers have the passion to create the parts you need, the way you need them to be, again and again and again. We've led this game for over 40 years, and we design, refine, and perfect every valve train part worthy of the winner's circle.
We drive tech. We drive the industry, going beyond the limits and advancing forward. A versatile all-in-one solution. We're here for you every step of the way. And that's why you see Fuel Tech everywhere.
Winning doesn't just happen. You have to engineer it. You have to test it and make it better than it was the last time. Our engineers have the passion to create the parts you need, the way you need them to be, again and again and again. We've led this game for over 40 years, and we design, refine, and perfect every valve train part worthy of the winner's circle.
Weldon, pumps, regulators, filters, fueling champions.
Winning doesn't just happen.
I was probably 6, 7 years old the first time I heard her say, like, I'm going to be an NHRA world champion.
Erica spends a lot of time wanting and thinking and pushing to be the best there is.
If she never let the clutch out again, she is a part of history.
She is the best driver that ever sat in a pro stock car, ever.
Kick that in the nuts. Eric Enders is wild.
Because I'll stab him in the neck with this.
Because I want to win.
How the does that happen? Not everybody's gonna like me. I'm not gonna please everybody.
Bust her ass, you got it?
Yeah.
Erica would not be the Eric Enders we know without Courtney.
We got the weed and speed.
Courtney's Courtney. She's crazier than a Lawson pissant.
I'm bigger than you, boy. Beat you up.
That's what my life has become. My sister's a world champion and I do TikTok.
I would say the biggest hurdle Erica Enders has is Erica Enders.
It's nothing you did. I can't drive.
Her passion and her emotion are misunderstood strictly because of her gender.
She reminds me all the time what I'm capable of.
All right, you're the queen, bitch.
Let's go!
When it gets tough, she gets better.
I love, more than anything, proving people wrong.
What'd you do? Throw that bitch back.
To win at the level that we've won at is the ultimate dream come true.
Two, they will face each other in the semis. That would be interesting.
Yeah, that's going to be wild. That could be a final in anywhere, and it is going to be in the semis. Your last year's defending in modified and last year's defender in outlaw, and I'm ready for that race.
Yeah.
All right, Sport, let's get you headed back to the lanes. Sport, let's get you headed back in the lanes. And remember, guys, leave yourself a little bit of room to get paired up back there, and come on down. Sport, you are the next contestant at Brian Crower's FL2K, presented by Turbo Smart. And again, want to thank UPR, Fresh Links, the Shop Houston, Stainless Works, Titan Motorsports, Fuel Tech, Gulf Coast Drive Shaft Induction Performance, Presidential Automotive Detail, Current Performance Wiring, Import Drag Solutions, Big Hat Mafia, Davies Craig, AMS Performance, Bellick Wheels, Fuel Injector Clinic, and Billet Specialties. All those great sponsors are here today. And our silver sponsors, thank you very much for supporting Brian Crower's FL2K presented by Turbo Smart. And move around in the pits out there, find some of those great guys and gals. They might be offering up specials out there. You don't know if you don't ask. So swing through and check them out. We've also got S1 built, Turbo Smart, GP1 Racing, Haltech, Granis Racing, ECU Masters, Precision Turbo and Engine, Eat Sleep Race, Sissio Performance, Datsun 316 speed or 316 speed, O-Star Motorsports, and Florida No Time picking up a class, Hardcore Trucks picking up, and R&I Automotive, 5-Bar Motorsports, Body Tuning, and East Coast Supra. A lot of great sponsors helping this deal. Motion Raceworks, Suncoast Converters in the house over there. Coastal Dyno, Red Horse is in the house. Again, if you have any plumbing problems this weekend with your race car, not your house or your RV, but your race car, and they might be able to work on your house and RV too.
Yeah, just change them to AN fittings. You're
Yeah,
fine.
you just got to change everything over. It might be expensive on the hit, but after you're done, it'll look beautiful, and you'll be moving in the right direction with some great products by Red Horse down there. We also got Stingray Chevrolet of Bartow, RSA Race Solutions, O&J Performance, Chicago Motor Cars. Like I said, a lot of great sponsors. Fast Forward Race Engines down there, along with Palm Beach Dyno. Swing through all those vendor midway down there. Don't forget, we got those FL2K shirts at the Cletus McFarland camp, along with all their great merchandise. So swing through, grab you some of that. And
for those of you that don't know where that